Good afternoon from London. I will be your host today. My name is Bashir Ahmed. I'm from Bwbs Education Consultants. Today we have the pleasure of having Shu with us from Oxford International Education Group. Shu, do you want to say hello to the audience?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Shu. I work for Oxford International Education Group to help in 5 UK university and 1 German university for their pathway courses recruitment. And so we work closely with Bwbs. So it'd be nice, if you have any questions, you can raise it at the end of a session. We will try our best to helping you.
Fantastic. Yeah. Just before going further, I would like to tell all the viewers about Bwbs Education Consultants. So we are a global leader in counseling and providing full application support to place international students into UK universities. We are a British Council certified agency and UCAS registered agency as well. Majority of our consultants are former international students who experience the difficulties and the opportunities UK higher education provides. As such, they come from a variety of nationalities and have been trained by our trusted university partners. Our head office is in London. We speak 20 different languages across 15 plus offices in 12 countries globally. All our consultants are expertly trained to give the best possible, free, accurate, and impartial advice. We have 60 plus UK higher education institutions that we represent, and we have 98% visa success rate and 99.9% student satisfaction rate. We provide services like free one-to-one admission counseling, guaranteed scholarships, fast application processing, quick offer letters, university's own English test, personal statement writing guidance, credibility and visa interview preparation guidance, visa application assistance, accommodation arrangement, airport pickup, and career guidance. We have branch offices in India, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Ghana, Philippines, Morocco. So that's about Bwbs Education Consultants. If you have any questions during this session or after this session, feel free to reach out to us. The details are down below on the screen. You can see the phone numbers of our branch offices are scrolling down the screen, and obviously all the details are there. So I'd like to ask Shu now to proceed with the offerings of Oxford International and what they have in place for September 2021 and beyond. So off you go, Shu. You can share the screen if you want. You have your presentation, whatever way you prefer.
Okay, just a minute. Let me send in my presentation, set up my presentation to be shared. Just a minute.
Sure.
All right, cool. So I am now going to share online now.
So there's a share button at the bottom, so you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's the right screen. I share. Yeah. Okay. So share screen. I'll do the screen when sharing, just to let audience know. You might see my angle a little bit go this way. This way is because I'm using a dual screen. So apologize for not focused on you over the camera. So as you can see over here, this is our PowerPoint. I'm now going to press a presentation over here. For our side, we are the Oxford International Education Group. So we provide the 5 UK university. As you can see from here, the 5 UK university is Bangor University, Bradford University, Dundee University, Montfort University, and Greenwich University. So we will focus on the UK university today. So for our universities, as you can tell, that our location is actually across from the Scotland all the way to the England side, and now recently we also just add Bradford. And I noticed the share screen is actually in a very different button. Let me swap it over quickly. Apologize for that. Let me quickly swap it over, the share screen button for the right one. Apologize.
Screen,
yeah, because it's actually in a different screen size, I noticed. Yeah. So I'm gonna share the screen for you too. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's a full screen, I believe.
Yeah. It's full screen now. Yeah.
Yeah. So so just to let everybody know, to pick it up. So our Dundee is located in Dundee City, which is approximately 15 minutes to an hour away by train journey to Edinburgh. So you can either fly to Dundee Airport, or you can fly to Edinburgh Airport. And we also have Bangor University, which is located in between the Welsh and England's border. And so it's 2 hours away to Manchester, 3.5 hours away to London. We also have our Montfort University located in Leicester, which is approximately an hour away to London. And we have our Greenwich University, and this is the only university in London, Central Zone 2, have a like a campus, like a base instead of college-based college-case environment. And meanwhile, we're also launching our new colleges, which is called Bradford University International Colleges. So it's actually quite close to Leeds. To Leeds is approximately like 30 minutes. To Manchester, I would say 40 minutes to an hour, depends on the chain, fast chain or slow chain. And so for all these centers, our visa is all issued for all the courses. You are definitely getting the university status. So the day one you join us, you'll get a university ID. You enjoy the same facility as university students. And also we are small classroom size, and our teacher all from university lecturer. And we also provide international students additional English support as well. So moving on to the one we're going to talk about by alphabetically. So we're going to talk about Bradford University International College first. So at Bradford University International Colleges, we have 4 courses available. The first course is Foundation Year, which is a level 3 1-year visa sponsorship. So I'm going to mark it down, 1-year visa sponsorship. And we also have a course called International Yearly Roll. So International Yearly Roll is actually 4 years visa sponsorship. So when you study with us, you get 4 years visa. So the difference between these two is that the 1-year visa, the UKVI IELTS is 4.5, no less than 4.0. For the 4 years visa one, the entry requirement for the English is 5.5, no less than 5.5. However, you will be able to, if you don't have a chance to take an IELTS because your country in lockdown, the IELTS center is not open, or maybe there's not enough time slots, you can take our internal ELT test, English test. I'm gonna write it here. So that way you don't need to worry about you don't have IELTS. However, for this one, you definitely need a UKVI IELTS. So that's the differences. So to clarify with you, at Bradford University International College side, you have a foundation choices, you have international yearly choices. The difference between these two is 1-year visa and 4 years visa. And the difference is for the IELTS, it will be this one requires UKVI IELTS. The IY01 will require you to either provide IELTS over or join our English test. I'll give you more details later. And at Bradford University side, we also provided the international international year 1. For the international year 1, we're asking for IELTS 5.5, no less than 5.5 as well. Again, you can take our internal English test. At Bradford University International College, we also provide either 3 months or 6 months pre-master courses. Again, we will give you like a 15 months visa or 18 months visa. So it depends on how long you want to do the pre-master course. But you can see the principle for us is that we're trying to cover you until you finish your course and graduate with your degree or certificate, basically. And probably you didn't know how about the academic entry requirement, because everybody now watching this channel, you might come from different education provider. Maybe you study in India, or maybe you study in Pakistan, or maybe you study in Bangladesh or in Dubai. You study different high school or study different undergraduate courses. You don't know what's your entry requirement. The simple way is that I will suggest always go to our website and or asking the BWBS and to double check, they will provide you our entry requirements. So once you go to our website, you're then able to like download our brochure. You can flip to the last few pages of the brochure. That way, like it will actually like tell you which country you are. So now I'm gonna show you how does it go. So as you can see over here, if you go to Oxford International Education Group website, you download the brochure. So for example, you want to check out whether you are qualified for the Montfort University for your country. So you flip to the last few pages. You'll be able to see here each country's entry requirement we listed there from UK or from other countries. So it's all listed there for your references, including from South Asia country. So it is suggested to you that to cover all the entry requirement here, it's not possible because we have multiple nationality audiences, but you can all check it from our website or double check with BWBS, like colleagues, basically. So going back to our PowerPoint, so as I explained earlier, for the academic entry, download our brochure, double check with the consultants. And secondly, for our English entry requirement, we've been like very clear. If you are going to get 1 year visa sponsorship for foundation, then we're asking for IELTS 4.5, no less than 4.0. If you are going to get a full visa length, 4 years visa, then you get international year 0 course. The IELTS is 5.5, no less than 5.5. If you're actually going to do a 6 months pre-master, then the IELTS will be 5.5, no less than 5.5, or join our internal English test. If you are going to do a 3 months pre-master, then you will be asked for 6.0, no less than 5.5. However, if you somehow are unable to achieve the required 5.5, no less than 5.5, we are happy to offer you 12 weeks professional or 6 weeks professional English courses for you.
Sure. Just to ask you one thing, if you go back to the previous slide,
yeah,
a lot of students don't actually understand what is the meaning of international foundation year or international year 0, or what is the definition of 2-term and 3-term. So if you could please...
no problem. I'll do that. So just to let you know, foundation year is basically in UK. A lot of university, they cannot take you directly to study year 1 directly because the qualification you get is only equivalent to UK's like a 11-year study only. So, or maybe sometimes even less. So they were asking the student to do a foundation in order to build up the gap that they think you should know before you progress to year 1 directly. So the foundation year here is 1 year course. So the difference between international year 0 and foundation is actually the progression program. So you can see like they have more provided here compared to international year 0. Students who choose international year 0 decided to go for 4 years undergraduate bachelor degree. Their academic entry requirement is exactly the same to the foundation year. However, the progression program route is more specific because they decide to go for 4 years visa. For foundation students here, you can see they have more progression route. It's because they are not 100% certain of their route. They have a rough idea, but they still wanted to explore more options. So therefore, we say, okay, in that case, we give you 1 year visa, and then during the 1 year visa, you complete your foundation. After completing your foundation, you can decide to continue to progress to University of Bradford, or you can decide to apply for other UK universities. So that's the academic size differences. And for the pre-master side, when you notice that I say 1 term. So 1 term is 3 months, 2 term is 6 months. The difference between 3 months and 6 months is because of your bachelor degree or maybe your diploma degree's grade. Some people have relatively higher grades, and then that way we will accept into the 3 months. Some people's grade is relatively lower, then we'll put them into the 6 months pre-master. And does that answer the question? Do I need to add more details?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think people will understand from what you have explained. Yeah, very well done. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm also going to talk about the next university I'm going to talk about is Bangor University alphabetically. So at Bangor University, in our pathway courses, depends on your nationality and also depends on your academic performances from your high school or from your undergraduate study. We will give away like £1,000 to like £5,000 a scholarship, but it really all depends on how you perform. And also at Bangor University, they offer the same thing. They offer International Year 0, they offer International Year 1, they offer 3 to 6 months pre-master. And in terms of the progression program, I give you some example here. And however, if you wanted to know more details, I really strongly suggest that you also contact the Bwbs to find out like what kind of program you can connect it to, and also what is the date the course started and what's likely going to be the fee. I'll share with you from this screenshot over here. So at our university, so because Bwbs is actually our trusted partner, so they actually will be able to provide you the updated information. So Bwbs consultant will then log into this portal. So for example, if you guys want to know about, the date and also the fees, we're talking about Bangor. Let's go with this one. So Bwbs consultant will then, download this spreadsheet and provide it to you. Say, look, this is the fee you need to look into, and what is the date, and likely how much is the fee as well. So again, like I say here, like if you have any questions, please make sure you always go back to Bwbs to double check with them what is the progression program available, and also to double check with them the date and fee. And if you are actually like wanted to also double check, welcome you to always go to our website, and you'll be able to like access our website, and they will be able to let you know about more details here. So you'll be able to see what kind of, how much is the tuition fee, what's the cost, etc. And you can see over here, we all publish online. We didn't hidden any information. But I will say, always come back to Bwbs because they will have a much updated information, because it's all synchronized with our agent portal site here. So we are now going back to the PowerPoint. Any question, please do stop me. I will answer the questions. And in terms of academic entry requirement, like I mentioned, always check with our website or always download our brochure. Flip to the last few pages. You'll be able to see each country's entry requirement for different courses. And as you can see, like our entry requirement for English is across the center, pretty much the same. If they are studying International Year 0, or they are doing like a terminological international stage 1, we're always asking for 5.5, no less than 5.5. If you are doing 6 months pre-master, we're asking for 5.5, no less than 5.5. If you are doing 3 months pre-master, we ask you to get the IELTS 6.0, no less than 5.5. If you are lower than the required grade, we provide you the pre-sessional English course, and this is the required pre-sessional English course grade, basically. So up until now, is there any questions you would like to ask?
What we're going to do is once you finish off, we're going to pull up the comments from the screen and finish them one by one. And if in the meantime, if something needs clarification, then I'll ask you.
Okay, thank you very much. Cool. So we'll move on to our next colleges, which is our Montfort University International Colleges. So for these colleges, the courses provided at these colleges are the same. They provide the international yearly role, which is actually the same academic entry as a foundation study. We also provide international first year, which is what we call international year 1. And we also at this center provide pre-master. The difference is at these colleges is that we provide a course called pre-tapa. So pre-tapa is like a more for like a transfer students. So I'll give you more details in the next page because the rest of the program is all the same as Bradford University international colleges. The difference is only the Montfort side. They have a different program. So some of you guys may already done undergraduate year 1 or year 2 or even undergraduate year 3 study, or maybe even complete your bachelor degree. But you want to get a UK bachelor degree and before you pursue your master degree because you feel like you want a better solid knowledge being built. So we actually at Montfort University, we offer a course called pre-tapa. So pre-tapa is for those students who, like I say, you may already study 2 years or 3 years undergraduate in your home country or maybe in UK, and you wanted to come to UK to complete and get a UK bachelor degree. We do offer you this course, and this course at the moment we only offer for business related students. So if you are, let's say if you are in like if you study business and management in your home country, you complete like 3 years undergraduate study, and each module all pass, and also they pass in a very good like grade. And you want to get a UK bachelor degree instead of UK pre-master degree, then you can try to apply for this course. And for this course, we run it either for 15 months or 18 months. So how you do is that, for example, if you study 3 years in like other country, undergraduate, business management, and we double check the credit you did is actually very high compared to our UK curriculum, then we will suggest you say, okay, you can study 3 months pre-tapa at DNUIC. After completing 3 months pre-tapa, you progress to September for the final year undergraduate bachelor degree course. That means like you graduate with a bachelor degree. So altogether, we give you 15 months visa over here. So sometimes maybe you study 3 years undergraduate in your country, you did study business management related course. However, the credit, the module you've been teach is not high enough to be directly transferred to our courses. Then we will suggest, why don't you do a 6 months pre-tapa? Once you finish your 6 months pre-tapa, it will then connect you to the final year undergraduate. Then you will still graduate with a bachelor degree, just your course length will become 18 months, basically. So either way, you all will end up with a bachelor degree, but just the cost will be different. And also the intake day will be slightly different as well. For this side, any more question, we can answer it later at the end of the session. So this is just to let you know, at Montfort University, there's one different program that the university colleges actually offer compared to our Liala Center, but the rest of the foundation or international yearly role or international year 1 or pre-master, the entry requirement and the English condition, it's all the same as well. So again, you can go check the website to try to like finding out like what's your country's like qualification requirements. And again, you can see the English requirements, it's all the same. So I will suggesting you that as long as you are going to get a bachelor degree at the end, then the IELTS would be 5.5, no less than 5.5. Or maybe you study longer pre-master, then the IELTS will be 5.5, no less than 5.5. But if you are getting a master degree at the end and you want it shorter as well, then the IELTS requirement will be 6.0, no less than 5.5. So the English side, the basic principle here across all the colleges is that if you are going to at the end get a bachelor degree, the IELTS will be 5.5, no less than 5.5. If you are at the end going to get a master degree, but you are studying longer for the pre-master, then the IELTS will still be 5.5, no less than 5.5. However, if you are going to get a master degree at the end, but your pre-master is relatively shorter, only 3 months, then the IELTS requirement will be 6.0, no less than 5.5. And the pre-sessional is the same as the other center. 6 weeks, you have to reach 5.0, no less than 4.5. 12 weeks, you need to reach 4.5, no less than 4.0, basically. And again, if you have any question, ask Bwbs.
Yeah, just a question. A lot of students are asking about the pre-sessional every day, and that is, say, for example, majority universities, due to COVID, they're offering online pre-sessional programs. For Oxford International, I think it's a bit different because Oxford International, through their partners, they offer joint classes. So pre-sessional would be face-to-face, or is it going to be online?
Okay, to answer this question, there's two situations. If a student is actually able to provide UKBI IELTS, let's say if a student provides UKBI IELTS 5.0, no less than 4.5, we'll be able to offer face-to-face joint class visa to sponsor students for pre-sessional study. However, if a student did not provide us UKBI IELTS, the student take our own online English test, ELLT. Apologize, I'm using mouse to write the words. If the student take our own ELLT test and the student's result is actually 5.0, no less than 4.5, then what we do is that we offer online pre-sessional. We call it OPSC, online pre-sessional. After student finish online pre-sessional, the student then can fly over to UK to be sponsored for the main course visa, basically.
Right. So apart from UKVI, which we call SELT, Secured English Language Test, yeah. So UKVI IELTS or UKVI Pearson PTE.
Yeah.
Apart from these UKVI SELT tests, any other tests, they will have to be online, the pre-sessional.
So basically our own English test.
Here. And the Oxford International own English test as well, ELLT, or we call it OIETC.
Yeah. And so now we are doing the English language test ourselves, and then once the student do our own test, because it's our own test, so therefore it doesn't have the visa sponsor recognition, so therefore it's now within a home office list. So that those students who take our online ELLT, they will have to do the online pre-sessional.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a very important message actually for all the students, because 99.9% universities are now offering online pre-sessional programs, even though they have UKVI IELTS. Yeah, so this is an exception, and I think it's a very good opportunity for students. You can come to UK and study face-to-face and get a CAS, which is a joint CAS with pre-sessional, not online, but face-to-face tuition.
Yes.
Very good opportunity.
Yeah. Saying so, I'm going to, spoiler alert, just to let everybody know, certain within our own university partner, it depends on the university and also students' nationality. In principle, we will, as long as they provide UKBI IELTS, we will sponsor them face-to-face pre-sessional plus the pathway course plus the main course. However, for certain nationality, because there's a high visa rejection rate based on the data, our university will case by case to double check the data to see whether, for example, maybe students from Bangladesh, depends on university, they will think about, the rejection rate is high. Therefore, the university will say, okay, even though students got UKBI IELTS, I'm supposed to sponsor them joint class. But because at these months, the rejection rate is so high, the university will say to those students, I understand you got the UKVI IELTS, but because the rejection rate is so high, in order to reduce the rejection rate risk, the university will, like case by case, tell the students, can you either take our own English test to see whether they achieve 5.5, no less than 5.5, or can the students do the online pre-sessional? So this is actually a third situation, basically.
It depends. I think it's country specific, case by case basis. The ones that are high risk, especially within countries, there would be cities which would be high risk as well. So it depends. But overall, it is possible for students with UKVI IELTS to come and study face to face with pre-sessional and get the joint CAS. But it will depend which country you belong to and whether that country is considered as high risk or low risk for visa purposes by UK Visa and Immigration.
Yes. So you are correct. So in conclusion, we are happy to accept UKVI IELTS. As long as they meet our standard, we will sponsor them joint class to get the full visa length sponsor. And but case by case depends on the home office visa risk and the university risk management system. Certain nationality which are high risk, the pre-sessional, even with UKVI, it will be case by case to see whether we're gonna sponsor joint class, basically. Yeah. So I'm going to move on to the next one, which is International College Dundee. So for these colleges, as we all know, it's one of our, within our partnership, it's one of our high-ranking university. And so, for example, in Guardian 2021, they were ranking top 19. In the world ranking in terms of impact, they were actually ranking top 50. And they have their own, like, a lot of accreditation or a lot of good checking records in terms of league table. So at Dundee University, we also offer the courses which is called Stage 1, Stage 2, or Pre-Master. Stage 1 is basically foundation. Stage 2 is basically international year 1. The reason why they call it Stage 1, Stage 2 is because in Scotland, the bachelor degree is normally 4 years. So the first year they call it, in Dundee, they call it Stage 1. The second year in Dundee, they call Stage 2. But in England, it's 3 years. So in some weird way, the first year is like a foundation. And then the second year is like England's international year 1. So that's the differences. And at Dundee University side, for our colleges, the colleges says they are happy to issue between £1,000 to £4,000 scholarship, depends on nationality and depends on their academic grade as well. And for pre-master, it's the same. But at Dundee University, they know their ranking is relatively higher. They're trying to encourage you, students graduate with a very good mark. So they say if they finish the Stage 1 foundation course or Stage 2 international year 1 courses with a 60% above, the university is happy to give £5,000 scholarship for the following year as a tuition fee deduction for that scholarship. Same thing, if a student complete a pre-master with a 60% above, the university is happy to knock off £2,000 from their master degree study next year or the next stage. So again, this is just to let you know that the scholarship side at Dundee, they are definitely trying to incentivize students to do well, even when they arrive in UK and progress into the main course. Same thing for the entry requirement. I'm gonna let you guys know. It's always download the brochure, check with Bwbs, and the English entry requirement is the same as well. So therefore, I didn't put additional page over here. So for the Greenwich University one, we're going to talk. So for the Greenwich University, same. That's why I make it here. So we offer international year 0, or we offer international year 1, and we also offer pre-master, which we call it international incorporative master over here. So basically, it's all the same. And in terms of entry requirement, it's the same. If you are from a specific country you want to check, always download the brochure, flip to the last 2 pages. Or if you want to like save your time, talk with Bwbs. And for the English entry requirement, same. If you get a bachelor degree, 5.5, no less than 5.5. Want to get a master degree quicker, then they will ask you 6.0, no less than 5.5. The rest is the same. So it's fairly simple in our own colleges. You can see over here is that we all offer like similar things. So the entry requirement for English is across the 5 colleges is all the same. So you don't need to worry about, because I enter different colleges, with this college ask me different IELTS grade. It's all principle, it's all the same as well. So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is a very important. I understand in this year, quite a few students are not able to book the UKVI IELTS test. Quite a few students, it's their home country doesn't even, like, the IELTS center doesn't even open, so they struggle to like register for the UKVI IELTS test. And we provide a solution for our students who want to study at our partner university for the foundation or for the year 1 or for the pre-master courses. So we basically provide this online English test. So how does it do? Is basically, if you now go online, you type ELT or OIEG, you'll be able to see that the first page is, exactly the page I just showed. And you can now click on book a ELT. Once you book a ELT, fill your full name, fill your email addresses, select your nationality according to your passport, and select which pathway courses you apply. So you can choose this one. Or sometimes you are actually studying at other university, you can choose other university site. But for our students, you always choose this one. And then for the ID, maybe you are under the process of application. You don't know your student ID yet. That's okay. You can type your passport ID, or you can type your own national ID in your home country. As long as there's some form of identification there, and you create your own password. Once you log into this portal, you can immediately, so for example, you log it in, you can immediately to start the test. And the test, I am now going to quickly use one sample for you. So bear with me. I'm trying to log in now for your references. So for example, I'm trying to log in one to demonstrating you the portal, how it looks like. Just a minute. So let me log in one for you. So let me log in. Sorry, because of GDPR, I can't show you students details. Just a minute. So party. Okay, cool. Now you should be able to see my screen. So once you log into the portal, you'll be able to start immediately do reading and then listening. Once you complete your reading and listening, make sure you have your microphone and also your headset with you in your laptop, and your camera on your laptop has to be working as well. And then you can, once you complete these two, you'll be able to book a speaking test. Once you schedule a speaking test, the speaking test, you can choose your location of country and choose the time and date you suggested. Then the system will sending you a Zoom invitation link, and then you can see here being scheduled. Once this being scheduled, immediately the written section will be activated. You have to do the written section before your interview, because the interviewer, they may also asking you the question that is actually your regarding to your writing essay. So this is just to let you know, our test is fairly straightforward, and it can be done online. And then as long as you register, logging in, you can manage in your own time to complete the test. And once you complete the test normally will be within 24 hours to 72 hours. And they will send you the certificate and the report. And so that way, like you can even log in to download your certificate and report. You don't need to wait for your email update. So this is something like will be very good practice and also to helping you solve the UKVI IELTS issue. Is there any question here? Hello, is there any question here?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. No, you covered it in detail. As mentioned, I was going to ask you this, like showing the process, how to do it, but you've just demonstrated so well that I don't believe there would be a question. But if there is, then we will pick up from the comments when we finish.
Cool, thank you. So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is the most important one that people will keep asking. What's the application process? Okay. So for the application process, once the BWBS helping you submit the application, and you were supposed to get.
Sorry to interrupt. Just this one question came to my mind about OIETC, the internal test. The cost, and is there a discount? Because last term there was a discount for students. Is there any such thing this term?
Yeah. We so later I'll give you the discount code. And then for your students who want to do the test, they can apply the discount code.
Fantastic. So this is going to be an agency-specific discount.
I guess. We can set it up for you. For you.
Fantastic. Okay, please.
Yeah. So we are now moving on to the application process. So all the students are desperate to know, like how UK University colleges give away the admission process. So normally, as if BWBS helping you submit application, normally between 24 hours to, I would say, 5 days. Normally, I'll say between 1 to 5 working days, and you will be able to receive your decision. If the decision is successful, you'll get a conditional offer. And once you get a conditional offer, on the offer, normally they will list down the conditions. So maybe some of the condition is that the university will asking you to do an interview with the administration officer or with the compliance officer. Then once you've done your interview, you provide the document that asking by the conditional offer. Then you will change into unconditional offer. Once the unconditional offer being issued, you will be asked to pay either 50% of the tuition fee or 80% of the tuition fee in terms of a deposit. So don't worry. Once you enter the university, for example, maybe your tuition fee is £10,000, but you've already paid, let's say, £5,000 as a deposit. Then you just need to clear the rest of the £5,000. You don't need to worry about you need to still pay once £10,000. No, it is actually going to be deducted that way. So, but you might be curious why I purposely wrote it out. There's like 80% here. The reason why there's 80% is depends on the nationality. Certain nationality, because of the visa rejection risk is really high, then we were asking them, say, it will be ideal they pay 80% of a fee in order to present it to home offices that, you know, they are genuine students, they do want to study. And sometimes some students will even suggest, like maybe for them, it's better to pay 100%. For example, for Nepal students, we say, is there any chance you can pay 100% of the tuition fee? So once you provided the deposit payment transaction record, and also you provided a valid bank document, our university partner will send you an email about the online class system login. You have to log into that portal and fill in the online form. We will also at the same time notify your agent that we've already sending you that system, and then we'll be able to monitor whether you're completing the form 100% or 25%. Once you complete 100%, you need to submit it. Once you submit it, the university compliance will receive it, they will issue the cards. And in the peak time, I would say the cards were between 3 weeks time. In a relatively non-busy time, I would say the cards were between 1 to 2 weeks. So once you submitted your cards, and once you get your cards, submit your visa, you're supposed to get a visa decision. Once you get a visa approval decision, the home office normally will give you a yellow sticker of the entry visa, stick to your passport pages. You will have to remember to provide us that pages, and so that way our university colleges will be aware you now successfully got your passport, got your entry pages for entering UK, and our university will make sure our BRP card offices know about it, because they know you need to collect your card. So when you landed in UK, you need to remember to collect your BRP card, and also you need to remember to clear the rest of the fee in order to start your study. So that's it so far. But certain students, you might want me to cover about like accommodation side. So just to let you know, you can go to our website, just type at the Montfort University, for example. You can just type the Montfort University student accommodation. We use the university accommodation. So once you enter the university accommodation, you click on the university accommodation web page, and then you click on the price and contract length. This will be listed here. So you will be able to know more information by directly clicking to our university website. Same thing if you are enter Bangor University, student hall, student accommodation, you just press student accommodation, then they will bring you to the pages, and they will be able to show you like what's the how to apply and how much is it. So we share the same university accommodation as the direct entry university British students as well. And anything would like me to cover, that's the end of the presentation, because I'm trying to make it precise. I'm pretty sure everybody have more questions want to ask, or certain cases want to ask. So I leave time for the questions. So any question here, you can raise it up.
Yeah, the 50% or 80% slide, you mentioned that they have to pay, that's fine, but the 50% is applied on the gross fees or the net fees of
Gross fee.
scholarship? Yeah, that's why I wanted to clarify. It is actually on gross fees. So
yeah.
I do get some queries sometimes from Oxford International offer holders that, you're saying 50%, but why is it higher? The reason it is higher because it is calculated on the gross fees, not the net fees.
Yes.
So net fee means the fees after scholarship, but that's not what it is counted on. It is on the gross fees.
Yes.
So I clarified it well.
Yes.
Another question is the application processing time, the turnaround. How long does it take from the submission of the application till the student receives an offer or a follow-up query?
Okay. So to answer your question quickly, and later I'll add more detail for the calculation here so that people can see properly. So to answer to your question in terms of the conditional offer being issued, so if it's a simple, straightforward case, normally it's between 1 to 2 to 3 days. The students will receive the offer from the agent. The agent will receive an offer from the university admission. However, if it's actually complicated cases, maybe education gap, or maybe like a visa rejection record, or maybe like a failure study because of the withdrawal courses, then those cases I would say will take in approximately 5 to 15 days. I got to be honest. Not all the cases are simple, straightforward. So for students that are simple, straightforward case, then that's normally 1 to 3 days they should receive the conditional offer. But for complicated cases, then I would say it's 3 to 15 days, half 2 weeks basically, because we will then come back to you, say, can you please provide certain documents in order for us to engage with our academic director or to engage with the visa risk analysis officer, and that way we'll come back to you. And so that's why I would say, in general speaking, 1 to 3 days for simple, straightforward cases. For complex case, it will between 3 to 15 days.
Right,
yes.
right. Great,
Yeah.
great. Thank you for the clarification. And
Yeah.
often it is down to the agencies as well, how we submit application. This is high quality, because if there is a document missing, then that adds up to the delay. Definitely.
Exactly.
So it's very important that we do submit applications with complete documentation. And sometimes the students they don't want to understand why we're asking for so many documents, because some of the other colleagues in the industry, they might submit application without complete documents. But that's what it is. If you do that, it will add up to the delay.
Yes.
So to submit with full documents, so you get the offer within 3 days. If not, then you're gonna wait.
Yes, correct. So let me add more detail to support you for this argument. Is that first of all, make sure you fill in the SOP questionnaire with your agent, so your agent can helping you make sure enough information for the statement of purposes, and also make sure your passport is definitely scanning. Don't do a passport that is taking a photo with a light reflection. Because a lot of time as a university admission site, they struggle once the document uploading online, the file being shrink a bit. So therefore the passport number is vague. We can't verify you.
Yeah.
And also for your transcript, for these two documents, passport and transcript, please make sure you scanning it. There's a lot of mobile phone scanning app. You can use that. Make sure you scan it, send it to agent. And that way you'll really help agent to process your application, help University of us to issue you offer within 1 to 3 days without lacking of the document, or without coming back to agent saying it's not like clear enough. Can you please upload in a much clearer version, basically. So just to make sure like everybody get what does it mean gross fee, what does it mean like a net fee. So for example, if a tuition fee is,
if you could make it a bit bigger,
I can make it bigger.
Yeah. And then that's great. Yeah.
So let's make it very simple. If a tuition fee is 10,000 pounds, if actually 10,000 pounds, the scholarship is 2,000 pounds. Then the deposit is based on 10,000 pounds, 50%. That's what it means gross deposit. So you can't just like you cannot just thinking like, oh, 10,000 pounds minus scholarship, and then divided for 15%. No. This one is the correct one. It's the gross deposit fee we were asking, basically.
Yeah, great.
This is clarified to make sure everybody understanding what is gross, what is net, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for that clarification. Another common thing, the COVID-19 arrangements, what it is like in the UK now, I know, but I just want you to focus on that to reassure the students where we are in terms of COVID-19 arrangements, face-to-face tuition. How is it happening in the classes? What's the overall scenario?
Okay, so for this side, I just going to like to let everybody know. For example, yesterday I was in Bradford University, and what we do is that we make sure students do their flow, because in UK, like some of our partner, like they will like as students do the flow test all the time. The flow test approximately takes 30 minutes to know the results. And once the students know the result is negative, they enter the class. And now each classroom, we actually have a maximum like people inside the classroom, and make sure it's social distance as well. So people are wearing masks. If they wanted to wearing a mask, they are encouraged to do so. if they are actually with the person they know is a negative results, then they are okay. They can try to take over their mask, but providing they're in the same bubble. But no matter what, the university will make sure the student done the flow test, and and the students actually practicing social distancing in the classroom, in the lecture room as well. And from the university professor perspective, they trying to wear the mask to do the lecture, and they trying to make sure each lecture room they have a maximum cap of the student head count to make sure it's in a small group, which actually in some way will benefit all the international students, because that means each classroom size will be small. You will get more attention from the teacher as well. And secondly is that in the university, each lecture room actually have you use your student ID card to swipe in the door, and in order to register you are attending the class. And so we were having a better check and check records. So maybe, for example, one of the students maybe test positive one day, and the university will check these students, his student ID card enter which building, which classroom, and will be find out who also happened to be around that time using the classroom. They will send the messages to the bubble messages to the university, to the students, and to make sure they do a test, and also to make sure whether they have some symptom, do they need to self-quarantine as well, etc.
Great.
One good thing is I added from my own perspective. For example, I as a staff from the university, I have to take the flow test myself too, and I have to report the result, and I have to make sure I digitally checking on the system which building I enter, which classroom I enter, and then I also need to update then my flow test after I leaving the campus. I'm coming back to my own home. I have to update in then my a flow test at the end as well, in order to make sure I'm negative. And also even for me, I'm now so just to spoil alert, I'm age 34, but I'm getting my second dose of vaccine this Saturday. So I think overall the UK vaccination program is doing very, very fairly quick. And also for international students, if you are looking to enter this year for September, and you're also thinking about to get a UK vaccination, UK government did say international students are welcome to get vaccinated once they're settled in the UK for study. So think about it. I'm age 34. I'm now getting the vaccination to complete my full vaccination dose. So by September time, when you enter UK, when you finish your course registration, when you settle down, we register with the police, and you also register with your GP, and then you will get the messages and later on to be invited by home offices, and you can register, say you want the vaccination. That way I believe September, October time, if UK are doing very, very on top of its task as what they're doing now, it's very likely international students, like what the BBC say, they will be able to get a vaccination pretty soon as well.
So things are looking very great from here. In the UK, it's in total control, I would say, although there is no guarantee. There's always a concern of the Indian variant and the other variants, but currently it is looking okay. So hopefully it will remain the same, and see how it goes. But it's just with us, it's not as lethal as it was before, I guess. It was very, very, very lethal last time, but now with the vaccinations, it's going to be far better than before.
Yeah, I would say just to let everybody know, vaccination is not, making you not getting the COVID. It's making you handle the COVID in a minor symptom. So, for example, if you get a vaccination, I know some certain news published says that they get a vaccination, they still get COVID. Yes, you did get COVID, but you didn't so ill. You need to use the, breathing machine, ventilator. The vaccination is to helping you managing the symptom into almost like you can just rest and recover very quickly. So the whole idea of vaccination is to make sure everybody is in a minor or even no risk, because it depends on how your body reacts. And then that way, like the MHS, the hospital wouldn't be, crowded with the patients need a ventilator. And also you don't feel tired after if you accidentally get a COVID. COVID is gonna be there, but the vaccination give you extra umbrella to avoiding to be soaking wet. You will still get a little bit wet with the umbrella, but not soaking wet, basically.
Can't agree with you more on that. So absolutely right.
Yeah.
We're going to pull up the questions now. I guess we've got a good number of questions on the pipeline. So starting with the first one. Can a student get a joint cast with their English test? I don't know what it means. Oh, okay. There is a next comment from him as well. OIEG, English test. Yeah.
Okay. So if they are getting an OIEG English test for, let's say, 5.5, no less than 5.5, yes, they can get a joint class because they meet our academic pathway entry. However, if they get a OIEG English test 4.5, no less than 4.0, then unfortunately we can't give them pre-sessional plus pathway plus university course as a joint class. We're asking them, can you please do the online pre-sessional first, and then we will issue you the joint class for your foundation and your undergraduate study.
Right. So if it's say overall 5.5 and individual 5.5 in the OIEG test, then should be okay. Is that what you're saying? Like if it's below them, yeah. Correct, So, hope Upajiwa, you got your answer. Yeah, go on. Did you want to say something?
Anyone who answered it correctly, I'll make sure I ship this one. I'll later answer some questions, see whether someone answered it correctly by reply back to your messages, so someone will get this.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna get a load of those ones then. In that case, because I'm gonna answer all the time. But anyway.
So I'll make sure, like, the fastest one, if I later on answer a question. So it doesn't overload your offices.
Yeah. The next question from Ariful. Ariful, my Duolingo is 105 in production section. My score is 80. I want to grab September intake. Can I?
Okay. So for this question, I'm going to let you know, not all of our university partners will accept Duolingo. So at the moment, for example, Montfort University, our partner, they don't accept Duolingo. So for the rest of the college, when they accept Duolingo, what you can do is that on the website. So let me show you how you should do to find out whether your Duolingo is accepted and how much is what's the grade accepted. So any UK university, you can go on website. So for example, I take Bradford University, entering requirements and Duolingo. You just type this, Duolingo. So they will actually go into the website and they will provide you like what's the thing they recognized and what's the English is they asking for. So some university, they just don't even accept. Then you can find out they don't accept. However, like say taking like I would say maybe taking Bangor University, Duolingo, entry non-UK online pre-sessional, accepted, entry requirements, language requirements. So you can see these are all the listed one. So you can see that we accept Duolingo, and then you can just then press, oh, what's the grade they were asking for? So to answer back to these students, some of our colleges are accepting Duolingo, some of our colleges are not. The best way, because our license is actually joint CAS, which is university issued a CAS. So if the university itself actually recognize Duolingo, then we will recognize it. So that students, I remember, is 105. So you can see 105 at Bangor, they say, yes, we can consider because it's equivalent to IELTS 6.0. And then they will double check with you what's your individual components grade, basically. And then if you are using Duolingo, trying to join the pre-sessional, this is the grade equivalent they were looking at, basically.
Yeah, so for this student, his one component is below the required level, I guess, right?
Let me double check. What is the level? Score is 80. Okay. Yeah. So yes, unfortunately, he doesn't directly meet the 6.0. Yeah. For the 80. But saying so, the students can try to take the Duolingo again because he's very close to here. Only five away, and he's overall actually he meets the entry requirement already because he's 105, no less than 80.
So for which center he's meeting the same Bangor?
Yeah, because I believe he says 105, no less than 80. 105. So I presume the rest of, because we haven't seen the real document, based on the information, the question he asked, and based on the website we saw here, I can't hack into the website. So this is definitely the university website. So you can see based on university, it says, oh, okay, if you get Duolingo for 85 overall with the component 60, then we're happy for the pre-sessional or for the 5.5, basically. So that means if they join Pathway, they're already 5.5, basically.
Right. Okay. Then the next question, there's a lot of questions actually. Let me go back. Can students pay by installment? All fees has to be paid in one go.
Okay.
Sajid.
Okay, so thank you, Sajid, for asking these questions. Ideally, for the university, they were suggesting you to get 50% of the gross deposit paid, and then when you fly to UK to do your course, or when your course started, they were asking you to pay the rest of the 50% of the tuition fee. If you do come across you need to pay installments later, I would say you need to contact your agent and let your agent explain to us why you are asking for installments, and it will be case by case, depends on university to decide whether they accept to do a case by case installment approval.
Right. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Thank you, Shu. The next one, give some details about universities' scholarships. I think these were covered. Do you just want to quickly run through again?
Okay, yeah. So for the university scholarship, we have our own pathway scholarship. For our own pathway scholarship, if we normally already stated on our offer, but if you are asking a little bit more, you have to interview with me, and I have to see whether you are good enough. And plus, I look at your transcript to see whether I can stretch in a little bit more for your scholarship. And once you this is what we call stage 1 pathway scholarship. Once you finish your pathway courses, if you are looking for university year 1 or year 2 or master scholarship, that depends on our university partner. At the moment, Dundee University, as I mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation, they're happy to give you scholarship if you are 60% above in your stage 1 study. For Bangor University, they also will look into that. They are happy to give you approximately 1,000 to 2,000 or even 2,500 or even 4,000 pound scholarship. Depends on your academic study and also depends on your nationality. And for the Montfort University, at the moment, there's no scholarship offer for the university side. And for the Greenwich University is the same. For Bradford University, yes, there will be a progression scholarship. However, it will also depend on your grade and nationality. So they not yet announced what's the progression scholarship amount exactly going to be like. But as you can see, most of university, 3 out of 5 university partner we have, they will offer progression scholarship from a university perspective. However, they all have a terms and condition. You got to do well in your pathway study. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, thank you for that. Next question from Ruhul. How much study gap do you accept?
Okay, for the study gap, it's a little bit interesting. So for our universities, we base on the university's guideline. So if a university say to me that for this specific program, they thinking there's a risk, the maximum I would say they don't accept more than 7 years based on my experiences. It just because it's not possible for you to get a, I wouldn't say it's not possible. It's very, very difficult for you to get a visa. I got to be honest with you, because we do notice people who has longer education gap, close to a decade, is actually not able to get visa approved. So unfortunately,
the question, to answer this, I think it depends. It's case by case basis, and certain times it's on the nationalities actually. So
yes, and I mean I can show you some of our information. Let me get it out for you. So for South Asia, if it's for Greenwich, for international year 0 and international year 1, no more than 2 years. And for Nepal students, it has to be no more than 1 year. And for the University of Greenwich pre-master, for Pakistan students, we are looking at no more than 3 years education gap. For the Nepal students, we are looking for the pre-master at Greenwich side no more than 3 years as well. And then for the Bangladesh, we're looking more than 4 years. So you can see it depends on nationality.
Nationalities, yeah.
Yeah. And for Bangor University, for their undergraduate pathway courses, for either IY0 or IY1, no more than 5 years. For the pre-master at Bangor, no more than 7 years. For Dundee University, it's the same like as Bangor. And for the Montfort University, it's the same as Bangor. If you are doing a bachelor degree, for IY0 or international year 1, no more than 5 years education gap. For pre-master, no more than 7 years pre-master. So this is basically you can notice it's approximately 5 years, 7 years. However, for certain university, they make it 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, depends on nationality. But no more than 7 years, I would say.
Yeah. We can do case assessments. That's not a problem. Because it's country specific, it would be difficult to answer. But get in touch with us. We will then find out what it is exactly for the country you're coming from, and then we can take it on from there. I hope you got your answer. Next question: do you offer fully funded scholarships?
So this, just to let you know, we don't. Okay. But there's 1 to 2 very, very rare cases. If you're exceptionally good, there's a 50% like a scholarship. But it's very, very rare. Until now, I only see a couple of few, and I've been doing this since 2016. I got to be honest with you. But I know for our university partner, specifically for certain program, they are also offering like 50% scholarship for certain program. So that's something you may be able to find out more details. But generally speaking, no full funded scholarship. And secondly is that if you are looking for a relatively higher scholarship, at the moment, what we practice and what our university partner practice is 50% discount.
Right.
For very rare case.
Yeah, but it has to be extraordinary profile with high marks and the whiter than white file, I would get. I would say. Yeah. Next question. Do you offer internal test? I think, yeah, we've covered this OIEG English test, OIETC it's called, or ELLT, whatever way you call it. Yeah, they do have. So the concern is lots of test centers are closed due to COVID. What should we do? Don't worry, we have the OIEG English test for you. And the details of how to book the test have been shown. The only thing that is left now is the discount code. But you know, if you are in touch with our agency, we would be able to give you a discount on that. So this is an agency-specific discount, and we can arrange that for you. Hope I answered the question. The next one is Fuzul, do you have medicine course after which students can start career as a doctor?
Okay, for this one, it's a very good question. First of all, we don't offer direct medicine related course as a foundation. However, we offer like biomedical or physiotherapy or obstetrician. So we offer related like nursing courses, etc. But we don't offer directly ND doctor medicine courses. And also, you should pay attention on those courses, because doesn't mean you study medicine, ND doctor, medicine courses. Doesn't mean you're gonna automatically progress to be an ND doctor, because we all know the cost to study to be a doctor is a limited place, even for British. Some British even have to fly to Europe to do a medical courses, and that's because British government recognize European doctor degree. But you need to double check where your country from, because I am talking from my own family and relative experiences. I have family relative to do a medical courses in one of a country, and it turned out my country doesn't recognize that ND doctor degree at all. So you do need to pay attention on that side. So I would say simple way, we don't offer direct medicine foundation. However, we offer related health courses like medical images or like nursing or physiotherapy, etc. We break it down, but we don't offer direct medicine ND doctor courses.
I think Fuzul has got your later part well in advance, because she's asking, next question is what about nursing program and what's the requirement?
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen for you, and that way you will be able to like spot it better. So give me 30 seconds. Let me share it now. Okay. Okay, share screen. Sure. Okay, so for example, at our Bradford University, and again, you can ask agent for this brochure information, because we share with our agent partner in our agent portal. So here, you can scroll down at our foundation courses. At Bradford, we actually offer, like, let's say, nursing courses. And like I mentioned earlier, we even offer like a physiotherapy foundation, public health, biomedical, and then clinical science, and optometry, chemistry, so pharmacy. So we actually break it down to details. So for your one, for the nursing, if you are studying international foundation for the nursing courses, the entry requirement we are asking for the English will be 4.5, no less than 4.0. In terms of academic entry requirement, like I say, at the last few pages of the brochure, you will have the country like entry requirement based on your academic qualification, and also where you study and what qualification you get. And again, this brochure sometimes, because it's a mini one, it may not including all the country or maybe the country you study, please contact Bwbs, and I will double feedback then about the full entry requirement on that side, just in case you are not listed within one of the countries here. And also, if you are looking at the pre-master to do a nurse and health degree, so at our Dundee University, if I now go for here, so at our Dundee University, you can see here, Dundee University also offer nursing as an undergraduate bachelor degree. At the same time, they also offer a pre-master degree that is in health, and which is now here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a very good information here which I would like to share. Dundee offers a bachelor in nursing degree, which is possible in two ways: direct entry or through pathway entry. But it leads to NMC registration at the end.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what it means is that for the people who do not know, Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK, you can be automatically a registered nurse after completion of the program with Dundee, which is a very good opportunity. Nursing is a well-rewarded career in the UK.
Yeah. So, for example, to show you guys the fact, all you guys did, you can see, like, I just go to Google, type Dundee University nursing. You can see over here, once you're completing this course, you'll be recognized by the Midwife and Nursing Council. For example, for this nursing program. Yeah,
that's for the bachelor. For the masters, do they have the same thing? NMC? I don't think.
No,
yeah,
because
they will guide
Dundee
through the process, I guess.
So at Dundee for the master university, Dundee, like say nursing, because it's called nursing and health. So for these courses, they were actually asking people already enter with a nursing qualification. So you provide your own like academic entry requirement or English entry requirement document over, but at the same time they were specifically asking whether you already have a nurse license in UK or in other country. So it doesn't register as an MNC directly.
Only the bachelor that leads to NMC.
Yes.
Right. Great.
But for Bradford University, that's the same bachelor. For the bachelor for the nursing.
Bradford.
Yeah. The first one I show is Bradford University. The second one I show is Dundee.
So the Bradford one also leads to NMC registration.
That one, MNC registration means you need to have a practice. So let me show you now. The one we have is adult nursing here.
Your screen is not shared.
Okay, sorry. I think it was off. Let me show you. So here, Bradford University.
Also, it leads to NMC. Okay, that's great as well. But only bachelor.
Yeah, only bachelor. The reason why is that back in 2008, the UK sort of like reformed the nursing courses. So most of the nursing courses now are not run by colleges; they run by university bachelor degree. And then for the local British students, they will go to apply for student loan or MHS, like a sponsorship, etc. And then they get their own bachelor degree. So very different. In a lot of countries, the nursing degree is not a bachelor degree. The nursing degree is actually a diploma degree, a non-university degree. But in UK, a nursing degree is actually a bachelor degree. So therefore, when it comes to master and pre-master, the university in the UK will presume you already have the nursing practice license.
Okay. Great. Next question. Big question. For undergraduate, I want to grab semester intake. I think he asked the question before, Ariful Haq. Yeah, for coronavirus, there are no available date for IELTS. in this situation, what will I do? I already given Duolingo, and it's yeah. I think we've suggested you what to do. You probably have to sit Duolingo again because you're just 5 points shy of the actual requirement. So.
Or you
Yeah.
decide to join our pathway, we'll be more happy.
Yeah,
Because you're already 5.5.
Yeah. So yeah, but I would suggest you to do
Take it again.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just try the Oxford International Test, maybe. Yeah, whichever one you prefer, the English test. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. The next question is Joseph. Is the tuition fee for 3 months and 6 months pre-masters same?
I'm afraid no, different. Because the 6 months pre-master involve more teaching hours. Just because the course being developed into 6 months doesn't mean like the teacher doesn't teach you at the last 3 months. They let you go like having a shopping or something. No. The teacher is still in the school teaching you. So no, the tuition fee will not be the same. So let me show you the price list now. I'm gonna share my screen, so that way you can see the price list over here. Just a minute. I'm now going to share the screen. Sure. So again, you can double check with Bwbs to get in the list out for you. So if you enter us with a starting from September 2021, so these are the tuition fee in our center. And as you can see over here, for the pre-master, 1 term and 2 term, the fee are different.
Yeah.
The
So they are different, and I guess the 2 term is more expensive than the 1 term.
Yeah, because 2 term you are being taught 6 months. 1 term you're being taught 3 months, and also the 1 term's visa are 15 months total. For six months, like pre-master is 18 months at least for the visa.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So the next question is, where am I? We're getting flooded with questions. There's a lot of questions, so I'm going to have to quickly, skip the ones that are not that important, and we can answer them in the comments later. We're running short of time, I guess. So what the next question, what are the requirements for joint CAS? We've covered that. The IELTS requirement, we've covered the beginning. If it's UK VI, then or normal overall 5.5, individual 5.5. Right?
And also the deposit, 50% of the gross, and also the bank statement.
Correct. Yeah. The next question, Holcomb Prashant, please could you tell me, do uni accept applications if gap 12 years? I think we also covered that. It's way too high gap for the pathway program. So if it's a direct bachelor or master's, you can be in touch with us. We've got partners, partner universities that sometimes accept on case-by-case basis, but pathways, these are too risky. So 12 years is way too long. Next question from Charul Sakil. Hello, I'm a Bangladeshi student, completed my HSC with 3.75. I got OIETC 5.5 with each band 5.5. Do you think I am eligible for IYZ or IY1 for Greenwich?
Okay, I gotta teach people, instead of ask me question as BWS question, I'm gonna teach you how to find out whether you qualify. I'm gonna share the screen now and let you guys see how you should check. So, here. So you want to enter our Greenwich. So if you go to our OIG website, you go click on our brochure download, you open the Greenwich site. So I pretend I already clicked download. Okay, I don't need to pretend. I just need to bigger it now. So pretending you finish the downloading, go to the pages, and the student is Bangladesh, right? I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see here, there's actually the mark here saying if you get HSC 30%, 33%, IY0. If you get HSC 50%, IY1.
Yeah. I hope you know the grading scale on the HSC mark sheet. It clearly tells what it is equivalent to. If it's 30% or 50%, then just cross-check and you will know whether you're eligible, clearly shown by Shu. So hope that answers your question. Next question.
I know, or just ask BWBS all the time.
Yeah.
You're not sure asking that. And
yeah, because here is the comment by the agency as well. You can contact us during the session after. All the details are there, the numbers are there. We've got 15 plus branch offices to help you from wherever you are. So yeah, feel free to connect to us and we'll try to help. The next one is what is the maximum gap accepted? I think we've covered this before. Yeah. The next question is PTE is accepted or not? Yeah, Shu, you know.
So yes, PTE is accepted. Pearson English test is accepted. So what you need to make sure you do the UKVI PTE. You don't do the like normal general PTE. So what you need to do is actually you need to go on the Home Office website, or just like I demonstrate, which university you're interested. Type the university name, type the English entry requirement, type the PTE. You will be able to lead to their web page. And generally, UKVI PTE can be accepted because that's accepted by Home Office in the UK as well. However, if you are not sure, check with BWBS, or you don't even sure BWBS is it the consult tell you the right answer. I'm pretty sure they do. If you are really worried, go online, Google, and type university name, English entry requirement, and type keyword PTE or type keyword Duolingo. You will come up with the way I demonstrate you. So that way you don't feel like, am I going to be tricked, basically.
You're never going to be tricked with BW, especially when we are under the supervision of Shu. So not to worry, not to worry there.
Oh, that is correct, because both like BWBS, they've been very honest, and then as you guys can see on today's webinar, you can see I'm literally teaching you where to find the facts, and then so BWBS definitely are delivering you the very correct information, and so therefore you don't need to be worried about that side.
Thank you for that compliment. Next, I have 4.5 IELTS, completed my HSC in 2017 from Sylhet. Will you accept me? Again, the answer, I think Shu has answered it before. It depends the individual bands as well, but whether it's UKVI or not, so it's not clear from your question. If you get in touch with us with the full profile, we will be able to do a case assessment for you. From the looks of it, 2017, the study gap is reasonable, but we need to check your academic marks and the IELTS individual component scores as well. So do get in touch with us. We will help you.
And also, BWBS will help you check whether it's UKVI IELTS or IELTS academic.
Correct, yeah. Asif Javed passed MSc exam in 2010. In 2011, started a job as a teacher. Now want to study in the UK, want to take admission in MPhil. Is this gap acceptable? Again, it's tricky. I think it's too much, right? 10 years.
Yeah,
it's a bit high. So, but anyways, if you want to do a case assessment, get in touch. We might be able to help you with some other partner universities we work with. But feel free to reach out to us. Next question from Olufunke from Nigeria, I'm guessing. Hello, there is a student who wants to study for masters in UK from Nigeria. Yeah, so but has a long study gap. Can he still apply? We've probably covered up to 5 years, or in some cases 7 years probably, but we don't know the exact process.
Yeah, so for Nigeria and Sahara region, I would say, we also operate in education gap policy, and across all the UK university, I got to be honest, because it all depends on UK VI system. Yes, we operate in the education gap, And so for this question, I will agree with the Bwbs, saying like you need to provide it the real document, scan it over, send it to Bwbs. That way, Bwbs can quickly send it to me. I'll be able to find out the operation for you. But normally, we don't looking at more than 7 years, because anything more than 7 years, home office visa rejection rates extremely high.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Next question, Jitin Shaji. Could you please let me know the costs for studying medicine at the University of Dundee? Also, the various modes of payment available to. Yeah. Well.
I will let you know, because I come across with this. I was quite busy with Dundee's question about medicine, because they are the top 3 in the UK for medicine. So the cost of the medicine study, let me show you the screen over here. Go type here, Dundee University medicine. So it's normally called MBCHB, because that's the one you can get a degree recognition for most of the international country. For the fee, you can just click on here. Then for you are international students, so this is the fee for you. It's not cheap to be a doctor at the end, and so this is the fee. Plus, like you might have like need to also make sure each year there will be approximately 5% increase of the fee, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then in terms of installments, I will say like it really depends, because not all the like universities have the same policy of the payment installation. Also, depends on how you present in your profile. Is your country a high risk or low risk? Each university have a different metric system.
Yeah, but as to summarize, if you want to become a doctor, you've got to spend a lot of money.
Relatively, even for UK students.
Yeah.
Think about it, even for UK students.
Yeah,
but
we do.
That's really cheap, because Cambridge, I think they're charging 40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have dealt with many cases for medicine, and this is the fee range actually, which is what Dundee is also. It's a very well ranked university. They do need UCAT as well.
Yeah, they need a UCAT, MEMAT, and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So again, Jitin, contact us. We will guide you through the whole process, and can submit applications in Dundee for the program as well. So get in touch with us, and we'll help. Next question is where is it? Yeah. AK Abdul Qayyum. I'm from Bangladesh. My cousin's academic profile, HSC 2020, grade 4.5 out of 5, UK VI IELTS overall 5.5, not less than 5. Which program? It depends actually. We can't suggest the programs to you. You need to decide on what you want to study. But if generically speaking, UK VI IELTS overall 5.5, less than 5, not less than 5, you're probably good for the pre-sessional.
6 weeks pre-sessional plus like foundation. And then I would really strongly suggest take our own English test, because you are very, very close to pass. Yeah. And then like if you go through Bwbs and you need some like a special discount on the test fee, being much cheaper for our own English test, do contact the Bwbs. And then I've already screenshot your name, so I'll make sure like we see your cousin's name. And then like you need to mention to Bwbs, that's my cousin. So I'll look into like a little bit a more discounted fee for your cousin, so that way he can take the test, because it's very close. He's very close to pass 5.5, no less than 5.5.
Yeah, it's just 0.5 short, so should be okay if he does the Oxford International Test.
Yeah.
So that's that. Thank you for the answer. Next question, M.A. Tamanna. I'm from Bangladesh. I got PTE overall 49 and one band 45. I have finished my HSC in 2017 with GPA 5. I'm studying in honors second year, but due to COVID, it's not going forward. I don't want to waste my time.
So 2017 to now is roughly 4 years gap. So from education gap perspective, that's fine. From the PT perspective, we will have to look into like which band you are 45, etc. Because PTE is slightly different to duolingual, and it depends on which component is actually lower. Secondly, is that you are studying honor second year. So are you studying a bachelor degree now? If you are studying a bachelor degree now, you don't want to waste time, you want to come over to study in UK, definitely welcome. So I would say, yes, you are eligible to apply, submit application. And for your English, you might need to improve a little bit, but you can take our own test.
Yeah, yeah. The main problem is the test centers closures because of the COVID. Otherwise, we're getting a lot of queries like this, right? So they are 0.5 band short or need an English test, but that's why we have the Oxford International Test, which you can do. Also, Duolingo is accepted by some of the partners, so there are lots of online tests available. Both of them. IELTS Indicator is one of them. Then Pearson online test is also available. So there is a lot of tests that are available.
So for your PTE, I'm gonna quickly show you again. I'm gonna use our partner like Bangor. So you can see PTE, Pearson PTE academic here, and it's accepted for this format. And then comparison is for this grade. So this is for your own information. So that's why I say, you know, let us see, like certain university, they will just fine, like Bangor, they don't care which component you are a bit lower, but it will be ideal. In principle, we can accept and consider your application. However, you need to submit a Bwbs, your transcript documents.
Great. Next question. How many days I have to quarantine after entering UK? We do have a dedicated section of COVID-19 update, UK government updates on our website. So you can go there and find out. I think it's currently 10 days total quarantine.
Yeah, so basically for non-green list country, you are supposed to quarantine. And so let me share the screen. So again, you can ask agent for this website sharing. So if you look at this one, so you can see that for the COVID-19, Home Office actually have a dedicated website over here, and to let you know which country list you are. So let's say if you are in, don't say red list, let's say you are in amber list. In amber list, they will send before UK what you need to do. After landing UK, what you need to do. So you can see over here, roughly 10 days, and you need to take tests before and after. So it depends. And at the moment, there's not a lot of country in the green list. Green list is the one that totally doesn't have to do a quarantine. But green list is very, very few.
Yeah, and it's decreasing day by day. So
yes,
it's very tough to know. But anyways, that's the government website. Just to show you, so share the screen. I guess you should be able to see. So we've got this is our website. So if you go to the section blogs and news, there COVID-19 update. If you go there, then the full procedure is written. Arrival procedure, countries will be sorted, red, where is it? So red, amber, green, and then if you click, it will show which ones are red, which ones are amber, and then what are the requirements, like you have to do green ones, what you have to do, for amber ones, what you have to do. So there is a detailed section on our website, which is very handy. So visit that to get the answers, I guess. So going back to the questions again, I think we
done the quarantine question for the Shami.
Okay, right. Next question is I have someone who graduated in 2016 in Nigeria with 56%. He wants to do study masters this year in the UK. Are there going to be hindrances due to the study gap, or what option? 2016, I think, should be okay.
Yeah, depends on center. It's less than 7 years. Definitely worth to give a try. You'll be interesting to find out what kind of 50% qualification these students is doing. Is it doing HND diploma, or is it doing undergraduate, or is it high school?
Graduated.
So let me say, who graduate into, yeah, but it's great. You don't know which, are they doing a diploma courses, or are they doing the high school courses?
Yeah, I think she's talking about, because the query is for masters, so I'm guessing this is a bachelor degree that was completed in 2016 with 56% marks. So as mentioned before, the country specific sections are there on the website, so you can go and check. If you're unsure, we are here to help. We will do the case assessment for you. So get in touch. The numbers are down below. For Nigeria, we've got an office as well. You can also contact us on our website, email. The details are, so details are here. admission@bwbsolutions.co.uk, website address, and the contact numbers are scrolling on the screen as well. Next, I think we're gonna have to wrap up, otherwise we'll keep getting the comments. There are loads and loads.
That's a good thing. I mean, so for today's event, who contact you, and then if you submit the vacation that or don't even need to submit a question, send me the case assessment. I'll make sure that we fast track for these event students for you, and in order to find out whether they are eligible, and if they're eligible, we'll feedback you, and you can submit the application for students quickly. So that way, it saves student time, it saves you time as well.
Yeah, I think we should stop, otherwise they will keep on coming. So let's just stop. Any further queries? You know what to do. It is shown on the screen. Just contact us. We will help. So we'll have to end up here to save ourselves time. We've been running on for 1 hour 47 minutes now. So it's been a very useful session. Shu, any concluding remark from you?
I do want to give people some surprise, like a 4-hour hour. So I'm gonna ask a question, if anyone, you can drop the messages. The first 3 people reply back the message to Bwbs. The fastest one, I'll make sure this one posted to the addresses after Bwbs reveal the winner, the top 3 winner to me. So the question is that how many UK university pathway colleges OIEG partner with? That's the first question. Yeah. The second question,
I wish I could answer all these and get all the gifts.
I'm pretty sure. The second question is that what's the IELTS entry or English entry requirement for a pre-master students? It's a little bit tricky. Do make sure, give you a hint, we have 3 months pre-master. We also have 6 months pre-master. So what's the English requirement for the 3 months pre-master? And what's the English requirement for the 6 months pre-master? And for the final questions, who you should contact for your case, from which agent? It's almost giveaway. It's almost giveaway. So if you have those answers, you do want to have for this hour, please do submit your answer to Bishop at the Bwbs, and give in a WhatsApp call, give it a WhatsApp messages, so you can see which one is quicker.
Yeah.
And let me know the result tomorrow or next week. I'll make sure this is being posted.
Yeah, I think the comments are coming here. So
no, the comment will be crazy. Has to specifically send you a WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we've got the WhatsApp numbers of the UK office. Contact us, and then you'll get your gift. So yeah, it was a very lovely
see
session.
your WhatsApp number. You might need to share the screen to let them see your WhatsApp number. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the number, and then it's scrolling as well at the bottom. So UK head office numbers, WhatsApp, it's there. So contact us, and we will help you in any way we can. So once again, Shu, thank you ever so much for attending this webinar. It's been very useful for us, and it's been very useful for our students as well. I would like to end the session now, and we'll meet you soon some other time. And thank you everyone who has attended. So it was brilliant. We thank you ever so much for attending this session.
Thank you very much for your invitation, and thanks for all the students and participants' patience. So we'll see you next round. You know, do contact our Bwbs like a trustable agent partner, and me and agent will helping you with your inquiries. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.